right. We are live with another, that's the end of the week, Thursday. Well, almost the end of the week, the Thursday live stream. We got our Fed rate cut decision ahead of time. I didn't think that was supposed to happen until later tonight. I think Powell came out and jumped the gun a little bit, or I don't know. Did we already have the FOMC meeting? I don't think that's till a couple hours from now. Was that this morning?
That already happened, I believe.
Okay, I looked at the dates. So that was 29th for us because it was 28th at night.
It was like our 2 a.m. for us, which was pretty early.
Okay.
Yeah, so they had the cut, they had the conference. I actually didn't watch the conference. I got to catch up. I had a pretty late start today.
Yeah, I got some good notes. I got some good notes to cover here on our on the live stream. Kind of a good top line summary.
Nice. Yeah, I'm curious if he was hawkish or dovish, because that's it's gonna be important to know.
Yeah, nobody really surprised. I think some people not very happy with the no cut announcement, but I don't think anybody's surprised that the rates didn't get. Supply market was at 99.99%. No rate cuts, and they crushed all our poly market dreams of turning $10 into.
We tried. It's okay. $20. It's all right. It's like going to a roulette table and being like, nah, it's okay.
Well, now we got March rate cuts. March rate cut is at like 8% right now for 25 basis points, so it's still another good opportunity there.
Yeah, I'm wondering. They might be forced to. I mean, who knows? They're really pushing down the U.S. dollar right now. They're just fucking hammering it. So we'll see how this pans out. I mean, I guess this is still technically in a reload zone now. That fib is gone now, invalidated. But
yeah, I think with everything else that's gone on in the news that has distracted people's attention and taken the administration's attention between, Venezuela, Greenland, Iran, Russia, Ukraine, China, fucking take your pick. There's been plenty of massive, let's say, what do we do? Problems. I don't know what we even call those. World War III potentially starting events going on in the last month, so that it kind of took the eyes off of JP. Trump didn't have just days to sit around and yell at him and talk about wanting to fire him. So I think if some of that calms down, Trump might turn back to focusing on the Fed and Powell a little more, put some more pressure on him for March. But we'll see if all these worldwide incidents and events can calm down in the next 2 months here.
Yeah, it seems like it's never calm. Ever since COVID, it's just been like. But, yeah, we'll see.
A lot of stuff culminating and coming to a head. I think it's been decades and decades of buildup. We're starting to see the unfortunate unwinding of some of that stuff.
Yeah.
But how are the charts looking? That's old Grandpa Bitcoin. Is he going to survive here? Or are we headed down further?
I don't know, man. It's we're stuck in the range. Like it's just like it won't break out or break down. So like we're just stuck here, Either we have to break back above these highs, break across that 38.2 for a stop level, because as of right now, it's kind of looking like a dead cat bounce. Or we finally lose those lows and we can finally start heading lower to, our downside objectives, right? So kind of like our fibs down here. If we're looking at like a way bigger range, then, we got even lower fibs down there. But as of right now, we are in the range of this range here. So yeah, man, as long as this base holds and we can like print some more double bottoms. Sorry, what's going on? If we can turn back and get that little double bottom, maybe we can get a little bit of a kick. I think just like, the market's already kind of priced in the FOMC expectation. Yeah. Even in the stock market, it took a little bit of a pullback. Buy the rumor, sell the news kind of idea. And it doesn't seem like it was a very bullish event or conference. So clearly the market's not rallying at the moment. I hope like this thing holds, like this is kind of like the original bottom that I had. Still trying to see if we can get there, get like that, 2-to-1 risk reward ratio type trade. But yeah, I don't know. I think just have to sit and wait. I've been slowly building and accumulating here, but if we start losing these lows, I'm going to be hopping off, and then I'll probably wait for a bit lower consolidations again. But we are facing like bear divs technically. We still haven't hit oversold conditions yet, so there's still a bit of room for selling. If we're going lower time frames, it's not really doing much either. We had this nice little consolidation on the breakout, and then we're just kind of retesting this little small breakout that we had. So yeah, stuck range bound, and hopefully we can break out of it to the upside.
Yeah, I was watching my boy Eric Crown Crypto the other day, and he I don't know if you're familiar with Meta Signals, but they're one of the you can subscribe and they'll throw out trading signals here and there. They've been pretty good. They have a pretty good algo from what I've seen. But anyways, they just identified a potential long, similar targets from what you're saying. But yeah, it's invalidation under with a 6-hour close under 86K, and targets up to 90 and 94,000 potentially. But that his kind of thoughts were very similar to yours. Like, well, I think it's going to go down before it pumps, but if it does hit that 94, 95 range, that would break us out and kind of signal, potential bullishness coming back in, sending us closer back to 100K. But if we don't have that happen within the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to get a silver death cross of the, what is it, the 55 and the 21. And he's like, if that happens, then yeah, like, say goodnight until next cycle.
Bye-bye. Like for me, it's like, we talked about this 4-year cycle, like, back in like November, December, we have this theory, like, look, like we're technically at the top of the cycle here. Market should, be tanking and just like kind of going through its bear market structures. So like you can see, like anytime we've topped, there's always this little bit of a range that like kind of like consolidates and tries to break out, fakes out, and then ultimately just gets rinsed, right? It's happened here as well. This is kind of what it looks like right now, actually. This is where we are right now. So look at that. Pretty much very similar.
Hopium. It's going to pump. It's just
same here. We try to consolidate and then plop.
Bottom falls out.
And generally this takes about like 18 months to like play out.
Yeah.
Before we kind of get into that bottom trough. But like you can always tell when it's actually bottoming, is because you get these wide, long consolidations, and usually it's like right before the halving event. So why would this year be any different, or this cycle be any different? I think it's going to be the exact same way. It's going to play out. You can already see it's trying to rally here. I was hoping for at least a rally back to that 100K, maybe a little bit higher. Which I would have just like taken profits and hopped off and then let the thing kind of like, come back down. Because I do think ultimately we do have to take these lower levels and get a full, pullback and wash. Because every cycle it's happened the same way. And so I think this is partly why like we're seeing crypto being so slow and like not very attractive. And then also, like, if you look at the money flow and stuff like that, like, most of like the retail and big players are still focused on like equities, metals, crypto just doesn't seem to be getting much life here these days. And then if you look at like altcoins all across the board, like you always get like these random like flyers, like the ones that just kind of like, names you don't really ever like see anymore and talk about. But then you got all these like big blue chips that are just like just dying. Like they're just grinding lower and lower and lower and lower. It's trying
shifts rocks are stealing all our liquidity.
Yeah. So it's like we're trying to bottom and then it just kind of breaks. So like for me, like I just like I honestly have no interest in altcoins these days. I just like like I'm mostly just trading like equities still. With the crypto stuff, mostly just Bitcoin and ETH and just kind of holding on to things. But for the most part, it's like, like even here, right? This is a great example. It's like, all right, we got the bottom, we kind of broke out. If this was a bullish market, this should have kind of kept continuing, but this is like a pretty big harsh sell-off right away. So it's like you got the pump, you got the dump. They're kind of just like wrecking kids right now. Yeah, I mean, like it's a very tough market. So for me, I've been stopped out quite a few times now with trying to hit these bottoms. So I'm just like, I'm just chilling, not super active on buying these things, but if you are trying to play these altcoins, right, you want to hunt these double bottoms. You want to try to hunt these, yeah. So pretty much like they just hit a 2-to-1 from that double bottom, and then that was it. So it's not really like a doubles type season, more like quick swing trade kind of things is kind of what it looks like. Take profits where you can kind of thing. So yeah, you look at the bullish divs, you look at the oversold conditions, you look at the reload zone, and then you got the double bottom. That's kind of like the best setups that works for me. They don't always work, obviously, but every now and then you can find like a decent trade, I guess, like that. But yeah, it's like very few, and most things are just kind of getting wiped out again. So it's just like not a very good state for the crypto market right now. If we look at the index, let's look at the index, how the index looks. Yeah, so like stablecoin dominance is coming back up here. One thing that maybe might form here is like an inverse head and shoulder, possibly, if this can come back up, if we can come back up here. Small cap stuff, it seemed like it was kind of popping off a lot harder than the other like blue chips and mid caps. Yeah, I mean, you can see stablecoin dominance is trying to perk back up. Ideally, this just kind of like makes like a nice big M, and then we can kind of continue higher. But at the moment, it's not looking so pretty. Bitcoin dominance is falling off too. So you got alt dominance falling, you got Bitcoin dominance falling, and stablecoin dominance breaking up. So that's usually a very bad sign. It means there's a lot of fear in the market, and people are getting the fuck out of crypto. So like, it's not what you want to see, right?
People,
you're looking at total market cap.
Stabling up, not a good sign.
Yeah. So even total crypto market cap, we've just been stuck in this little range here, right? If we break out of there or break out of here, so we're just like, we're stuck. We're stuck. But we got bear divs here right now, and it is pointing towards more to the downside, I think, personally at this point. But if we're lucky, maybe things kind of bounce back out now that FOMC is done and whatnot. But yeah, looking a bit rough. But hey, if you're in equities, like you're gonna be loving what you're seeing. Freaking breaking all-time highs again. Things are mooning. Stocks are doing pretty well. The industry stuff is doing good there too. And then if you look at the metals market, then obviously, you're probably doing pretty well as well. Gold is breaking all-time highs every day. Silver, copper just did a massive pop today. Uranium did as well. Aluminum, like these are like where the hot markets is, where all the tension's coming to. And then even in like my trading groups, like it's like all people talk about right now, it's like the equities, the metals, crypto stuff.
That's where the trades are at, man. That's where the money is going to be made.
Yeah. So, I think crypto just has to be on pause for a little bit. That's fine. You can't push a chain up a hill. You got to just, go where the flow is, right? Where the activity is. And if you're just bottom picking and you want to do dollar cost averaging stuff, like that's fine as well. But make sure you pick like a good name that's not going to go off the table. Yeah. So unfortunately, I don't really have many new picks here. I think that's kind of all I got right now. So.
No, I mean, you can't change the market circumstances. If there's no trades out there, there's no trades out there.
Yeah, Yeah, it's kind of just like sitting, just like waiting at this point, especially with crypto. We're already in Bitcoin. We already got our positions on, so we just let it sit and wait. That's the hardest part of the trading is just sitting and just like being patient, letting your setups work. Equities and metals, obviously, things are very hot. I would not recommend chasing at these high levels. Wait for a proper pullback. Wait for your setups. Wait for structure. Wait for momentum. The kind of how we trade alt. It's the exact same way I would trade any of these other assets. So, looking at your reload zones, looking at your first stop levels, looking for your double bottoms for entry, looking for divergences, and yada yada.
Time will come and the markets will be back. We'll have opportunities to trade again, but it ain't right now.
No. Right now, it's just going to like pause, let's just see what happens. And we'll get to look at Jan Barometer soon, essentially. After tomorrow, we'll have the first month of January's price action, and then we can kind of lay it over for the rest of the year and see what it looks like.
A feeling it's not going to be great.
Yeah. I mean, the first quarter looks pretty good overall in general because, if you look at the S&P, it's just been like up, 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 up. We had what is it from here? So we have like the breakout. We get that midsummer sell-off, and then we get that final year at the end of the year during the election, up, 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 up. And then we should just finish back up strong at the end of the year. It's kind of what it looks like, So, yeah. Only time will tell.
Well, we got a couple of things to cover on the news side today. Crypto might be down or at least not pumping the way we wanted. However, M&A has been red hot this year. We're going to cover some of the stats from last year, the market, the 2025 record-breaking year for crypto M&A, as well as some of the start off to this year. I think there's been already was almost $2.5 billion worth of acquisitions announced just in the first 30 days of the year here. We'll look at some of those highlights. But before we jump into that, I want to continue our conversation covering the FOMC meeting last night from Powell here. So no surprise, rate cuts are held. No cut coming there. The vote was 10-2, meaning the only two members wanted a cut. Very likely that was, why can't I think of his name? The super bullish crypto guy that got put on the board by Trump recently. And there's one gal as well, but the rest voted 10-2. So Powell saying a rate hike is not anyone's base case.
That's good.
Overall, should we hike more? How long do we, hold before a cut? Got a few good notes in here we want to cover, but like almost every speech Powell gives, it's just a bookended nothing but sandwich where he really doesn't want to give away too much in either direction and wants to kind of protect himself. So no matter what really happens with the markets, he can say, well, see, I said that was going to happen, which is super helpful for everybody.
Yeah.
Some key points: inflation still elevated. Most of the excess inflation is coming from tariffs, not real demand. Core PCE, excluding tariffs, is effectively running slightly above 2%. Powell says tariff-driven inflation should peak by mid-26 and then come down later this year, which will give the Fed room to loosen policy.
Perfect. like mid-year, summer, that's kind of what we're thinking with even looking at Jan Barometer, top of the market. Markets needs to reset, tank. Coming into the later half of the year is when things start bottoming. As we get into the election year, the midterms, things kind of come back to life. And then if they start cutting rates during that time as well, it's kind of all lining up in a way almost.
It's almost as if they're able to manipulate things to their
manifesting
that they want to. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, on track. It does seem like it's on track, as we've looked at for a pump into the elections here going towards the end of the year. On growth and jobs, saying the economy is once again surprised with its strength, unemployment showing signs of stabilization. So the Fed's saying they believe the current policy is already strict enough. So hinting at no rate cuts in the first half of the year, which is probably why we got the Fed March decision already at 91%, no chance
Crazy.
That 25 basis points still tempting though, man. 12.5x for $100.
Yeah. I mean, you can just hedge, put $100 here, $100 on the no, and how much do you get for no here?
No, you get $10. Yeah. So
it's okay.
Well, what's a 20? A 20 gets you 250. So
what's a 50?
I guess technically, yeah. If you throw $10 in here, and you throw $100 over here, you can make 15. You're gonna make $15 maybe, or you're either covered or you make $15.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah. But yeah, if you got, I mean, I'm sure. Because you might lose. Sorry, you'd lose 11 cents, or make $15. Now you just got to pump that up, crank that up, use $1 million on that.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have restrictions on how big of bets you can place on here?
I'm not sure.
I suppose there's got to be a market. There's got to be enough market to cover it, but
yeah.
What else here? Future policy, no decisions being made. No decisions about future cuts. Hikes are no longer being discussed as a realistic path. So yeah, again,
that's
kind of enough. What? No hikes?
Yeah,
I think Donald Trump would personally storm the Fed if Powell hiked the rates. But yeah, no decisions on future cuts. Not unexpected there either. On the dollar, explicitly said the Fed does not comment on the dollar. Sure. Not much evidence that foreign investors are aggressively hedging out of dollar assets.
It's good for exports.
Yeah, absolutely. With as much talk of bringing manufacturing back to the U.S., and we have seen that come. U.S. just surpassed Japan for the first time, I think, in like 20 years, 30 years in steel exports, which is massive. So we are bringing some manufacturing back. Yeah. That might be part of the overall strategy of the boost in the domestic U.S. manufacturing.
Yeah, because as long as the U.S. dollar is weak, it's good for all these other countries to buy up the goods, And that's probably why the economy is doing okay, I guess, in a sense. But
part of it for sure. Let's see. Powell says the Fed has not lost independence. Well, I mean, of course he does say that. That's not really a story. Tariffs. Powell's tariffs are likely a one-time price increase. Most inflation overruns are coming from tariffs, not demand. If tariff effects fade, policy can become easier. I don't think tariffs are going anywhere anytime soon. I think it's something the markets are just going to have to adjust to. Which it sounds kind of like what he's saying is by middle of the year, the tariff effects will have faded, be ready to pump the markets again.
Unless there's more tariffs. Trump loves using the tariffs to bully people into his way.
It's worked so far.
It has worked, yeah. I mean, Canada, shut up. God damn. My poor country.
Well, I mean, yeah. The whole China move by Canada was an interesting one. I don't know what they were expecting was going to happen. What else? Rate cuts. Policy may be loosely neutral or somewhat restrictive going forward. Government shutdowns, another big talking point over the last couple of weeks here. A lot of people worried about the shutdowns. Powell saying any effects from the shutdown should be reversed to this quarter. Meaning he sees it as a temporary, not a structural risk. One more kind of the sky is falling type thing that should be moving behind us here. January's been a long ass month. It's felt like a year and a half in the last 30 days.
Well, at least no big black swan events yet, so I'm happy with that.
Don't make us do the Simpsons meme.
Oh yeah,
no black swan events yet.
Yeah.
But great write up here by Bull Theory. Kind of good summary at the end. Fed is done hiking for now. Inflation pressure is fading. Tariffs are the main remaining risk. Next expected move is eventually a cut, not a hike, just a matter of when. Financial conditions are no longer being tightened. So QT for sure over. And the system is shifting from restriction to stabilization. Big thing, I guess a big takeaway there. The tightening cycle is over. Markets waiting for the easing cycle to begin. They have started, money printing, quantitative easing, adding to the books, just not at the stage where we saw, previously during COVID, et cetera, where they were, whatever, what was it, like $80 billion a day, something like that?
Yeah, something
insane,
ridiculous.
Insane.
But they are printing money. You look at the M2 money supply, and it's like just right back to printing. Yeah.
Well, and all that's gonna have to come somewhere eventually. When the markets stabilize, people go risk on. The money markets, the money markets and the M2 are looking juicy.
Mm-hmm.
Some other big crypto news: Fidelity Investments launching its own stablecoin. Again, seeing this trend continue. We're going to cover some of the big M&A tickets here for this year, and everything is payments, stablecoins, infrastructure rails. Everybody continuing to not really even prepare for, but get on board with the mass institutional adoption for crypto. So things, like RWAs, tokenization platforms, payments, and stablecoins at the very forefront of that.
That's great.
So yeah, I mean,
5.9 trillion. It's like double the crypto market.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and just kind of going back to the charts. Charts suck right now, but again, zoom out. Where are we going to be in 5 years from now? Where are we going to be in a decade? Steady, boys. Keep on course. Don't get too impatient.
Hang in there. I mean, the cycle is always the same. We get these massive blow off tops. You get the 18 months, and then things are right back. So,
absolutely. Tether now holds 140 tons of gold worth $23 billion, the largest non-sovereign gold stash in the world. And I think it's only behind like the U.S. and one or two other countries in terms of the actual stockpile, like U.S., China, and maybe Singapore or something. But even compared to some of the sovereign gold stashes, that is if the U.S. actually has their gold still. They haven't let us audit. They refuse to let anybody go look at the gold and audit it for like 30 or 50 years now.
Yeah, so, wasn't Elon supposed to go and check it out? Whatever happened to that?
Elon's was pushing for it. Nader's been pushing for it forever. Thomas Massey. Like, there's a lot of politicians that are like, hey guys, like we should probably, it's a lot riding on this. Every time you deny people going and auditing the Fort Knox, it just makes the rumors worse. Like,
yeah, no, it's there. Just trust me, bro.
Just trust us, guys.
Like, dude, like we can't let you in. There's COVID in there. Like, just trust us.
Nobody's been allowed in for like 50 years, but don't worry about it.
Yeah, and like this is pretty interesting. Tether, they have it stored in a nuclear bunker. Huh? I wonder where that is.
Got to put it somewhere.
Send it to 4chan.
There you go.
Let them discover it.
So this play part of they've been part of the tokenization of gold. That's definitely a part of it. They also want to get dollars off their books, get away from fiat. There's a number of reasons why they're stocking up on this, but Tether continues to be one of the most profitable businesses ever to exist. I remember we looked at those numbers a while back. I think Hyperliquid was the only person last year that per employee made more money. They were making like, I don't remember what was it, something like 11 million per employee, and Tether was very close behind them. But yeah, that's one of the big news stories. I think the other one we all I remember this guy from Tuesday.
Is there any updates on this story?
Yeah, it is now official. The U.S. government has opened an investigation into John Dagida, however you ever pronounce his name. Is the son of the contractor one of the contractors hired to handle the government's seized crypto stockpile. So he is now being investigated. I've read multiple stories on this here. It's not just the 40. They're investigating for the entire 90 million, but the 40 million specifically is what was potentially stolen from the U.S. government. Now, the stuff I've seen from people reporting on this, Zach XPT, etc., it is still unclear as to how he got access to these wallets or access to this custody via his dad's company. So I well, there's more that's going to be unfolding here, but the investigation has started. Old homeboy here is he's going to be in some deep shit. So
him and his fucking dad.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't. I think this has gone public enough now. I don't see this as he's not getting away with a little slap on the wrist. He might be going to federal fuck you in the ass prison.
Can't touch computers for decades, maybe even.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Are you winning,
up.
son?
Yeah. Are you winning, son? Well, I was, and then I told the whole world. All he had to do was shut the fuck up and not go and try to like show off on Reddit.
Yeah.
Like, seriously? Or was it
banned for banned? So dumb.
Yeah, banned
are so dumb these days.
Dude, yeah. Yep. All you had to do was shut the fuck up, and you could have had tens of millions of dollars and just rode off into the sunset.
Yeah. Crazy.
So, one other quick news story here I wanted to cover before getting into some M&A stuff here. More on the Zoom or team calls scams. This is a new one. The Zoom scams have been going around for a while. Microsoft Teams is the first I'm hearing of Teams calls being scammed as well. But sophisticated phishing attacks targeting Bitcoin users. The report here, attackers claim audio issues, instruct victims to install a plugin. It's the same as it has been before. Zoom still hasn't fixed this exploit, but just be aware. I think everybody in crypto is aware of this. Apparently people outside of crypto aren't aware of this scam yet. I don't know why anybody's still using Zoom, but apparently, but yeah, if you're getting requests to join a Zoom call, it's almost 100% going to be a scam. We 9 months ago made it company policy, no Zoom calls. So, good bit of advice to stay safe out there. If you haven't already banned Zoom calls as an organization, I'd definitely consider that. There is plenty of good alternatives out there. Google Meets is fine. And
so far Google Meet's been the most safest. Which is interesting. Yeah. But the day Google Meet starts getting hacked, oh my God, it's gonna suck, dude.
We're gonna have to go back to old school phone calls. We have to get some rotary dial phones to start calling people up.
Go back to just handwritten letters.
That's right, dude. I have to go back old school. Email's even old school now.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Like I work with a lot of like TradFi people, and everything's still done through emails. It's like,
it's obnoxious when we have to deal with email sometimes. Like, happy to do it, but it's so slow, dude. So slow. So when you got like 10 people on there and like trying to talk about different stuff, it's just a giant mess.
Yeah.
Email was great in the early 2000s, but coming into 2030, I think we gotta move past that.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what that will be next, because like I get the officialness of an email, like when you need something with like company official email, like for validation, connecting something or making, signing an NDA or whatever that happens to be. Like I get some official use case type stuff for that, but it got to be work. I know they're working on, like zero knowledge proof type stuff that can offer the validation and security and officialness, but without hopefully the clunkiness and of email.
Mm-hmm.
So add it to the list, boys.
Yeah, hopefully something soon.
Well, flipping over to some M&A news. If you're watching here or seeing a clip for the first time, if you don't know about us, Acquire.Fi, we are the one of the largest crypto M&A platforms in all of Web3. We've got almost 350 different assets listed between our marketplace and our private books. We help advise sellers and connect buyers and sellers together, creating, helping create a market. Our founder started this, 4 or 5 years back with, personal frustrations. If you want to have an exit in crypto, if you want to sell your business, there was nowhere really to do that. So that's what we do, help match buyers and sellers and create win-wins. And the M&A market has really been exploding in the last 2 years. 2024 was really the first big kickoff year, with 2025 setting an absolute monster of a record, surging more than sevenfold for a total of $37 billion in M&A, crypto M&A in the last 12 months there. So huge year. I think 2024 was 5 or 6. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was, that, and that was the first big year we had. Last year, absolutely blown it out of the water. Some very big landmark deals. We saw Coinbase do, I think, 10 deals last year. One of them being for almost $2.5 billion for a single deal. And January, off to a hot start with almost $2.5 billion in deals already announced in the first 30 days of the year here. So yeah, it's a hot sector. It's a great business to be in. We had our biggest year last year as well. Had the most new buyers and sellers coming on the platform, most LOIs, most new deals done. So very exciting space in Web3 right now. And also a hallmark of a growing and maturing market is a strong M&A industry. It shows that we're building real businesses, that there's real demand for the products and services that are being built in this area. So yeah, some awesome numbers here. $37 billion, beating expectations of $30 billion. And 2026, people are looking for a continuation and even more growth this year in the M&A. I don't remember if they put an exact number to it, but expecting higher than last year. So, I mean, 40 billion at least, I would expect. We're seeing the same thing on our side. It's almost daily now. We're talking to new, buyers that are looking to take on a growth strategy via acquisition, whether that's, acquiring new tech, geo arbitrage, scaling up their business for an IPO, doing an acqui-hire, whatever that may be. I think 2026 and even 2027 are going to be continued consolidation and great years for people that are building in business, looking to sell it, and for businesses that are looking to grow by acquiring great companies. There's a lot of fantastic assets out there available right now. We're working with a lot of great companies on the sell side as well, who have built great businesses and are looking for somebody to come in and kind of take them to that next level there, whether that be through capital injection, bringing in new resources, connections, opening up new geo arbitrage markets for them, new licensing opportunities, whatever that happens to be. So, yeah, if you are in the M&A space, if you are looking, if you're a fund, if you're a family office, if you are a Web2 or Web3 P&E firm, investment bank, or a large infrastructure project looking to scale up or looking to bring on licenses, new teams, new tech, etc., we'd be happy to chat. Hit us up on Telegram, hit us up on LinkedIn, hit us up on X. We're pretty easy to find. We're pretty public out there. Happy to have a conversation, chat a bit about what we're seeing in the market, what our outlooks are for this year, and talk about what kind of assets we have on the books.
Yeah, nice. Like even my OTC clients are looking into M&A now.
Yeah,
everybody's trying to get into this now. It's quite interesting to see.
Yeah, it's a consolidation market. You have a lot of companies out there that are sitting on a large amount of funds. You have a lot of founders that have been in the game a long time and either want to get out or they've kind of reached where they can get themselves. They need help getting to the next step. As I mentioned, whether that is via capital injection, opening up new markets, or bringing on new user bases, bringing in new teams. So there's a lot of reasons people are seeking acquisitions right now, but it is, I don't want to call it a trend. That seems kind of weird, but I guess technically, yeah, it is. It's a good, positive, maturing trend, better than meme coins anyways.
Yeah, 100%.
Right way.
There's real value. There's actual value,
Some of the bigger acquisitions that have been announced already in the last 30 days, Polygon making very big moves in the payments solutions area. They want to become a fully US regulated payments platform, announcing two big acquisitions here at the beginning of the month. CoinMe and Sequence buying these at the same time for I think it was $250 million. It's going to help them regulate money movements in 48 states, have fiat on and off ramps. 50,000 fiat to crypto locations in the US, meaning like physical in-person locations, neobanks of sorts. It would be a good way to think of those. Easy onboarding, one-click transactions across chain. This is the kind of stuff right now we're seeing the institutional adoption. This is the institutional adoption is what will enable us to have the retail adoption. These type of payment platforms, stablecoin platforms, etc. These are the Amazons and the Facebooks of the Web3 era. These are the companies that are going to make it possible to have the front end UX UI interfaces that the average retail is going to need to step into this world. I also, and I'm a huge DeFi fan, but I'm also realistic. Like, we're not going to mass onboard people using like shitty DeFi on-ramps and MetaMask. Like, it's just not going to happen. Those tools, well, I love it. No, I'm just saying, like, those tools have we have so much growing we need to do on the DeFi sector, but I think this is what enables us to get there, right? This is going to bring on enough capital and users to where the incentivization mechanisms are there. The money is there for DeFi to then come in, and you have this easy on-ramp. People are already familiar. Now they're more comfortable with cryptocurrency, with stable coins, with understanding a bit about blockchain and how some of these systems works, that when the DeFi tooling catches up, they can see the benefits of, okay, I saw the benefits of stepping into crypto in the first place, more efficient, better yields, cheaper to send money, instant settlements, all the benefits that we know about. And then they can start seeing the benefits of DeFi. Oh, I can have all that and my money's not confiscatable. And I can earn an even higher yield. And it can be private, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right. So, while I would much rather see us moving into, DeFi rails than, centralized rails, I don't see that happening without building this, centralized infrastructure first to get people on board. At least not in any sort of meaningful time horizon. I think this is a good kind of roundabout way we get into DeFi. Or get, kind of see the DeFi coming into its own. Polygon, probably the biggest announced, one of the bigger ones announced so far. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say it's a good pivot for Polygon.
Absolutely.
Bringing actual use case to their ecosystem. Because before, like, what were they? They weren't really doing much. Like, it was kind of a dying chain. So, good pivot.
Yeah, data is another big one we're seeing in the acquisition space right now, being very popular. DeFi Llama just acquired Bulletin. Bulletin tracks 70 plus crypto companies and aggregates 2,000 plus data points. One of the most comprehensive data sets in the crypto secondaries and OTC markets. So DeFi Llama, obviously very famous for being a giant data aggregation platform. It's used by a number of different APIs, traders, oracles, etc. They're adding, to their toolkit, expanding. That's one of the things we are seeing right now with a lot of M&A. It's going both vertically and horizontally. We're seeing companies move in both directions with acquisitions here. The TIE acquires Staken. This is another massive sector we're seeing a lot of interest in from our buyers right now. Definitely a top 5 sector of interest, being institutional grade staking and custody. I think we've got 6 or 7 tier 1, $1 billion plus companies that are looking right now, buying institutional grade custody and staking solutions. So if you're in that game and you're interested in seeing what acquisition might look like, we do have multiple buyers active in that space at the moment. This is kind of showing some of that trend there. Staking brings $1.5 billion under assets under delegation, 7-year track record, institutional grade staking across 40 networks. So I'd imagine we're going to see a lot more announcements of staking and custody providers this year as well. Hopefully some announcements from Acquire.Fi in the next couple months on some.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
On some staking deals that we've helped get across the finish line. Let's see here. Fireblocks officially acquires Trace.Finances for $130 million. By integrating Trace Finance, Fireblocks is moving beyond securing assets to managing and reporting them. Again, this is kind of one of those acquisition strategies where they're trying to go full chain, right? They're going vertical, trying to get involved in all aspects of the money flow versus broadening their existing business. So not just looking to continue to be a custody provider, but then helping on the management side as well. Animoca still in the very, very active company here. Animoca famously a Hong Kong based, really big in the gaming sector. They've branched out to a lot of other stuff, including Acquire.Fi, streaming, etc. This is another one of those branches out into related but slightly different than what they're traditional. Rather than investing directly in games or not, they have acquired Somo. Somo is a streaming platform, I believe. Okay. A streaming and collectibles platform. They also have multiple games. I think their biggest game is about Battlegrounds. I'm not familiar with that one, but lots and lots going on here. I think all total, what do we have here? Let's see. Polygon Labs, backed, acquired, distributed, Animoca, Fireblocks, The Tie, Coincheck, Strive. This one here is a treasury acquisition here. Strive Asset Management, receiving shareholder approval to acquire Semler Scientific, Bitcoin move here. Adding over 5,000 Bitcoin to its treasury. So we're 30 days. We're not even 30 days into January, and I think the number, it's already projected over 2 billion in acquisitions for the year so far. Looking like 2026 will be another banner year for M&A.
Yeah, good time to be.
Absolutely. This is kind of a side story, just something we can wrap up here with real quick. Venture capital has been absolutely dead. It's been brutal since the end of the last cycle. There's a few early stage investments being made in crypto, but towards the end of 2025, we saw kind of a little bit of resurgence. Investors deploying almost 8 billion, up 44% from the prior year, according to PitchBook there. While the deal volume itself fell, so meaning less deals getting done by investors being more picky, their check sizes have gotten larger, which I think just from an anecdotal view of the markets, that's kind of what we've seen. The only people really getting funding right now are big projects, projects that are launching at 100 million to $1 billion plus market caps when they're launching. The venture for early stage small startups in crypto is still deader than disco, but money model has moved. I think kind of showing like a lot of the rest of the market, a flight to safety. Venture money is considering these larger deals a safer bet for their money, but good to see at least money is starting to move again in the venture markets. They're kind of in the later parts of 2025. So interested to see how that shifts in 2026. The early stage gaming crypto is a mess right now. There's not a lot of quality projects that are able to, even the quality projects are having trouble getting funded. So not necessarily the greatest thing. There's pros and cons to it, right? We're not seeing all these dog shit companies raise $10 million on a deck and rugging people. But at the same time, how many good projects and builders out there are struggling to get products to market because they just simply can't get funding. They're battling equities market that's red hot. They're battling gold and bonds and stuff. People aren't willing to take the risk on token projects. But the market will prevail. People will innovate and find new strategies to win. I have no doubt about that. Wrapping up, FOMC meetings, no real surprise there. I think it's sit on our hands and wait for things to settle down until mid-year when they start cutting rates again. Getting close as we get closer to the elections. M&A off to a red hot start here. Gold, still a huge demand for it. More and more people are coming out saying, hey, gold still got a long ways to go as people lose faith in the various fiat currencies around the world and turmoil continues to spread. Stable coins and payment solutions, along with tokenization and RWA plays at the forefront of the institutional push into Web3, also leading a lot of the drive in the M&A space in Web3. yeah, good luck on the charts. We'll hopefully have some maybe there'll be some new exciting stuff to look at on Tuesday. But if not, we'll be back with some more news. Talk about some more M&A stuff. I'll have a few deals. Maybe able to break some down for you a little bit more in terms of the in and outs. Why are these companies merging, getting acquired? What are the benefits to either side? What does a typical deal look like? A lot of these are private, so we don't know the exact numbers, but we might be able to give some insights and kind of open up that world, which I think is an area that a lot of people, especially in crypto, don't have a lot of experience with. It's a very traditional industry, very TradFi. So that's kind of where we come in, helping out helping out crypto founders dealing with an industry that they very likely have not had to deal with or have any experience in yet.
Perfect. Well, we'll catch you guys next week then, and hopefully we'll have some better charts for you.
Absolutely. Take care. Have a fantastic weekend. Get out there, touch some grass, and stay safe. Don't get deep faked.